but I think it's like one of the major patterns we see whenever there's like hyper growth in a market based off of economic stimulus or like the hype cycles we see in technology. And I think you see a lot of puffery going on, so you see communities that are overemphasizing the opportunity or the potential outcome of involvement with such thing, service or product system. And I think that's unfortunate, because I think that created a lot of negative sentiment in the space around Web3 and NFTs, etc. When I don't think that was the original intent. I think these people really did believe in creating something of value, but you know, we can't change the global economy. That was, you know, out of our reach. You know, if we're looking at comparison of like securities markets to the total Web3 markets, we're like 1% or so. So we're going to follow that. You know, we're correlated tightly. But I think like if people maybe were just a little more honest with their outcomes, that's my opinion. I think we could have prevented some negative sentiment in space and maybe prevented a significant downturn that I think we're going to recover from. But you know, we're feeling that pain. I'm sure we're all feeling the pain.
Yeah, one of the things I kind of want to go off of that is like transparency. Transparency is probably one of the biggest things that we as a community really not complain about, but it is something that's a problem, you know, because you know, we have different projects always dropping every other second. 1,000 projects will drop today, and no one really talks about what they're going to do, who they are, what they're going to do with the money, what's the goals of these types of things like that. And when you ride off a hype and all this FOMO kind of things like that, you know, a lot of people lose a lot of money, and the headlines are crazy. You know, like Rug pulls this $30 million taken out of the liquidity from NFTs and things like that, and we definitely get some big headlines that, you know, I saw yesterday, you know, 96% down from all the volume traded, you know, and it's for me, when I look at those things too, I wasn't too good in high school, I wasn't too good in class, but I was good in history, and history tends to repeat itself, and it just reminds me of like when I saw the news articles from like 06 or 02 or things like that, saying that not just social media was bad, the whole internet was bad, you know, it's just crazy to see that, like, you know, these headlines, because I'm going off a tangent, but it's history repeating itself for me when I see these things.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I lived for I was there for .com. I was actually selling securities, running tickets to the window before E-Trade. That's how old I am. And I remember when it was like, you know, catbras.com, you know, was making just $1 zillion that IPO just for the sake of having a URL. And then things changed. Come to find out, you actually have to have something behind that website. So I'm in a very unpopular opinion in the NFT space, but I think larger projects have to have some kind of a utility. Some projects organically, like the Visitors project that I was on, just turned into this really great like alpha growth, but that wasn't their plan. I just think that projects need to really know how much work it's going to be, and once they sell those NFTs, that's when the work starts. I think we've seen a lot of burnout. Kind of would ask community to be patient and understanding the difference between a rug and like legitimate mental health issues with founders and artists who are kind of the pioneers in this space and didn't expect, you know, kind of that sort of burnout. So that's important. And I would also really like to see transparent, real legal contracts with a commitment to the community and how much money, and very like specific between partners and founders, so that everybody knows what to expect and they know the relationships with the partners and kind of what's going to happen. I think if you have a friend you're going to business, that is the best thing you can do to preserve your relationship with your community and with the partners, and just sort of set every possible sort of contingency, and everybody will end up happier, maybe a little less stressed.
Yeah, I totally agree with everything that you guys have been saying. There definitely, like, you know, since when things started going down, there's definitely negative sentiment in the community, but like something to think about is like as a builder, from a builder perspective, you can't please every single person. So like you really got to dial down on your niche. And the amazing thing is like during this bear, like as I keep building, the community is what's really like brought me up because they see my transparency, they see what I'm creating, they believe in me. I'm building a metaverse cemetery and they seem to really like it. So they're there for me as I'm building, as I'm creating, as I'm being transparent, as I'm being open with my team, and just like my track record of like projects that I've like launched. They see, hey, like, okay, like we believe in you and we want to support you, even things are going down. We're here to support you, and so that's like the amazing thing. I'm like, oh, like things are kind of down. I feel down today. Like my community's just like, it's okay. Like you got this. So I think really being transparent, genuine, is really important, and that kind of helps bring incentives up. And they will give you that positivity that will lift you, and then like you also return that exchange of energy, and it just kind of goes back and forth. So that's like an amazing thing.
You know, one thing that I'd like to add to is, and I admit that I'm like this myself as well, that the space is very, at the moment, is very impatient, you know, with everything that we do, with the founders, the way things get built. We want everything to come out now. We want the next coin to come out now. And it's hard for, because businesses, you know, they take decades to build, you know, and people in the NFT community right now think they can be built within 6 months, and I'm a millionaire and I'm cashing out, I'm getting the hell out of here. Things like that, you know, and so that's one big thing that I think is a bad thing about the community, is just the impatience. I think if we give more patience, more time for these founders to actually build something that we love and not just forego up, this space will last a lot longer than, you know, the bears that would come.